What's up, YouTube? For tonight's video, we have a full Mouse Detective team. Okay, you probably noticed I uploaded this one a little bit earlier than usual. Doing a double upload tonight. Got two theme teams coming at you. So one now, one about 3 or 4 hours after this. Okay, this one is for Patreon. If you want your theme team done, check it out in the description there. This one is for you, Nishingo. Hope you enjoy this one. Don't know how many people have actually heard of this before, but check it out afterwards. Now, I've got some really funny battles here. You guys are going to watch the whole thing. There's so many good battles, and man, I got so salty with this team. Let's get to it anyway. Leave those theme teams in the comment section below. As usual, people, go. Any feedback on the video would be wonderful too. Alright, so we have a Pidgey lead. I'm going to be using a special Perugly here. So off to a bit of a ugly start, missing with Thunder there. Now I'm going to get hit by the Sky attack from the Pidgey. It's going to be holding the Power Herb there, and that's going to be hitting me rather hard there, doing over half of my health. Oh, close to half of my health. Okay, anyway, Pidgey's going to go for the quick attack there. Not doing too much. Thunder misses for the second time in a row, so I'm like, oh, that sucks. That's really unlucky. Now, Pidgey's going to go for yet another quick attack on my Perugly. I'm going to eat my Potato Berry. This was a max speed, max special attack set. Thunder misses for the third time in a row. Like, what the... Seriously? Now, Pidgey is going to go for yet another quick attack. Just hang on. Thunder misses 4 fucking times in a row. Like, what the hell? It's me, I guess. Anyway, so Pidgey's going to take me out with the quick attack, and man, that was like one of the worst starts I've had to a battle in so long. I missed Thunder 4 times in a row. Don't worry, guys. The fun just is beginning here. Jeez, I need a drink already. Okay, so bring in Noibird here. Now I'm going to get my Everlight Thief from the Pidgey, so it's going to become more bulky. However, I've got a fixed damage move being Super Fang there, so that's not really going to affect me too much, but it's going to make me less bulky in that sort of way there. Alright, so Pidgey's going to go for the Sky attack there. I'm going to throw a Toxic on it. It's a bulky set, Max Health, Split Defenses, Tailwind user, Roost, Toxic, and Super Fang. Okay, so got the poison up on Pidgey, which is good. You know, we've got to take out these big threats. Anyways, so the Sky attack, it's been 2 turns. The Sky attack is going to hit me on the second turn there, doing lots of damage. Just hang on that one. They're probably due to max health and it being a Pidgey. So, Pidgey's going to go down the next turn to the Toxic. However, I know that I'm going to probably get outsped here because it's going to use Quick Attack and take me out. So, I got 2 of my Pokemon, went down to a Pidgey. Time to quit Pokemon. Alright, so Pidgey is going to go down finally. Guys, I killed a Pidgey in a game of Pokemon. Things are looking up. That's down. So well, not half my team. Nearly half my team is down. A third of my team is down there. So we have the Pidgeoff coming in there. I'm really starting to get sick of these birds. I bring in Rattata here. Now, this was a Protect, the last resort Rattata with Hustle. Hits pretty dang hard there. So I've got Jolly Nature on this. And I've got max speed, max attack with Protect and Last Resort Hustle, boosting the attack stat there. Okay, so Pidgeot's going to have a Toxic Orb there, guessing it's going to use something like Facade. I'm going to outspeed and just absolutely demolish it there with the Last Resort, so that's awesome. Thank God that's down. Alright. Excuse me, I got a bit of a dry throat. So we have the Delibird coming in here. Now, I went for the Last Resort right off the bat here, but Delibird is going to be the Fake Out set there, so it's going to use that against me, doing over half my health. Going for Last Resort again, however, it's going to go for the double priority Fake Out Ice Shard, which is going to be too much for my Rattata to handle, and that is down. So I've lost half my team already. I was hoping it would be just attack me with like Ice Punch or something. Okay, so sending in Raticate here. Now, I did get a Raticate sweep with this set. Let me know if you want me to put it up in the comment section there. I've got a lot of sweeps today with lots of different Pokemon. Okay, so Delibird just gets annihilated there by Hyper Fang. This is a max speed, max attack set. I've got Sword Dance on this, Scope Lens, Focus Energy, Hyper Fang for that crit chance, 100% crit chance, and I've also got Crunch. Okay, so going for the Sword Dance here, I'm going to try and sweep for the rest of this team. Now, we've got a Pick-a-Peck, which is Specs Boom Burst. I just lived on 9 health. I was like, what the fuck? And Hyper Fang is going to land, thank God, and that's going to take Pick-a-Peck out in one shot there. Okay, so things are going pretty good. I'm back into this game. Now we have Fletching coming out here. At least it's not Talonflame. Now it's going to use the Quick Attack against me and take my Raticate out with priority there. Unfortunately, that was the only kind of weakness of this set there. It doesn't have any priority. Okay, so bringing in my Stoutland now. This is also another physical attacker. Facade Toxic Orb set. I've got Superpower and I've got Play Rough, and I think I've got Superpower, Play Rough, and Work Up on this. Alright, so Fletching just lives because I didn't have the Toxic Orb up, unfortunately, there. It's going to go for the Flame Charge this turn to get some speed up. Then I was thinking it'd probably go for something like Acrobatics there, since it doesn't have an item. That kind of deal there. Okay, so I'm going to get the poisoned by the Toxic Orb there. However, I'm going to outspeed it too. I actually ran Jolly Nature on this with max speed and max attack. I actually had quite a lot of... Most of these were all just offensive sets, except for the Noibat. That was just a bulky set there with the Everlight. Okay, so we have the Dartrix coming out here. I knew this thing would be bulky, but I wasn't sure if it was going to be special defensive bulky or defensive bulky. I wasn't too sure. Okay, so bringing in a Deadney here. This is a pretty bulky set here. It's actually quite an interesting set. Okay, so Dartrix is going to use Curse. I'm like, oh, great. This is not going to be easy to get past. But I knew that I had Toxic on this, so I thought that'd be good to get, the Toxic off there. Normally, Dartrix, if it's a bulky set, will be carrying Roost, so I thought that'd be handy. On this set, I've got Max Self Split Defenses. It's just a pure stalling set there. It's got the Cheek Pouch with Recycle and Wiki Berry. I've got Charm on this. I've got Eerie Impulse. So Charm drops the attack by 2 stages, and Eerie Impulse drops the special attack by 2 stages, and then Recycle gets my Wiki Berry back continually. Then Cheek Pouch stacks with that, so I get basically all of my health back. And Toxic basically, takes them out with, damage each turn there. So it's a pretty fun set. Obviously, it's Taunt Bait, but it's quite an interesting set. All right, so bringing in Stoutland here. This thing's got so many curses up now, so it's very, very bulky. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to actually take this thing out, but I thought I might as well do some damage to it. The Toxic is going to do most of the work for me. Then I can basically finish it off there with the Deadney there. So going for Fisard here, that's going to take that nearly out there. Oh, sorry, nearly to half health. Then it's going to use Rest. I'm like, no, it's got Rest. Why does it have Rest for? So I guess the only reason for it to use Rest would be, stuff like Toxic. It's very, very weak against that. So that works well. Any other time you'd be using Roost. So I was like, oh, rip. Okay, so obviously it's going to have Sleep Talk. Obviously, you wouldn't use Rest without Sleep Talk. Or obviously it's got Everlight too instead of Chesterberry. So I thought this would be a prime moment to set up workups on this thing. Okay, so the Dartrix is going to go to sleep and use Sleep Talk, Rest, and it's going to get Cursed. That basically just cancelled out my workup then. So I was like, rip. So I really needed a critical hit to take this thing out, so I thought there's no point in me setting up Work Up again because, there's probably a good chance it's going to get Sleep Talk Curse again, and I'm continually dying to the Toxic Orb damage here. Okay, so using the Facade here, hoping to get the critical hit on the Dartrix, and I don't, but it does pretty good damage there. It's close to a 3-hit KO, probably a 4-hit KO there. Okay, so Dartrix is going to use Sleep Talk again there, and it gets yet another curse. So I was like, I'm pretty much screwed here. I don't think there's anything I can get past this. I need that critical hit badly. I did have Charm on Deadney, but it did have a couple of curses up already, so that was the thing there. I had to get a couple of those up, and it wasn't the most bulkiest set in defense either. Anyway, so going for Facade yet again there. So it's doing pretty good damage there. As I said, it's about a 4-hit KO now with all those curses up. And obviously its main stab there is going to be Leaf Blade, which also has a high crit chance too, mind you. Okay, so swapping a Deadney, my last Pokemon. I've got Charm on this thing. I know that I'm going to outspeed because I've got, it's got all those curses up and I'm naturally faster anyway. So I've got that at, it's at +4, I think now. It's going to go for the Leaf Blade, which still does tons of damage to me. Unfortunately, it just misses the range for Wiki Berry. I would have got the Wiki Berry, then the Cheek Pouch, and then I would have got another Charm off. It would have been fine then. A PP stalling wall would have started, but that just missed that little bit of damage, so it's going to be able to take me out there with the Leaf Blade, and that was a good game there. I'm not even salty at all. That start, though, I missed 4 Thunders in a row. You watch this. This is funny too. Okay, so we're battle against Katie on my chat. So the first battle was against Dark Poison too, if I didn't mention that one. So I'm starting off with Paragali again. I thought, a fresh start. This was the battle straight afterwards. Okay, so Thunder misses again. So that's 5 times in a row. That's 5 times in a row I've missed fucking Thunder. Okay, so I'm going to hit by the Chatter from Chatot. I'm going to get confused there. I know you're thinking I'm going to get hit by Confusion, but don't worry, guys. I missed Thunder again for the 6th time in a row. What the hell? So I've missed it 6 times in a row. I think that's getting on to probably the most times I've ever missed Thunder in a row before, I think. Don't quote me on that. I have some pretty bad luck. Okay, so I got the Potato Berry. I get past the Confusion, and finally, Thunder hits, and Chatot. I was expecting a Focus Sash there, and Chatot is going to go down to 1 Thunder there. Okay, so I've got my Potato Berry up. It's not so bad. I can fire off. I've got Water Pulse on this. I've got Thunder. I've got Hyper Voice to hit through subs as well there. I'm trying to think what my other move was. It'll come to me in a second. Anyway, so Hyper Voice, it just lives on 1 health. A little bit off 1 health, but it's going to get that Citrus Berry there. Now it's going to go for the C-Bomb, taking out my Perugly. So Perugly didn't really have much luck in a lot of these battles there. I was hoping for that clean 1-hit KO there. Anyway, so bringing in Basil here, I know that I can obviously take 1 hit from this thing, then just destroy it with the Last Resort. Okay, so to use Last Resort, I need to use the Protect there. I need to use at least 1 move and use all my moves in that turn. Okay, so now it's going to go for Rock Slide. Oh no, it's going to flinch me, so I won't be able to attack. It doesn't, thank God, and Last Resort misses with Hustle, for fuck's sake. If it's not one thing, it's the other. Okay, so I'm going to get Acrobatics there by the Simisage, and that's my Rattata down. So I need to get into this game. Bringing in Stoutland here. This is the work-up set. I knew that it'd probably just be in range for me to take out with a Facade. It's got to set up the Leech Seed there on me, so since I don't have the Toxic Orb up, I'm just relying on Stab there. And that was just enough to take it out there. So that's Simisage down, and the battle is evened up there. I do have the Leech Seed on me, but I do have the Toxic Orb going for me as well, which is good. All right, so we have the Kavana here. Now, I know this thing can be quite a pain in the ass. Also, I know it's move pool pretty well too, so I thought, let's do a swap there in case it's got something annoying like Destiny Bomb, which it did, thank God. And that's going to be, I'll be able to work around that one because I do have Toxic and Super Fang on this one. Now I'm going to get hit by the Ice Beam there. Does a crap load of damage to me. I don't get Freeze Hacks, which is, a miracle there. I've got the Toxic Orb, Toxic off here, not the Toxic Orb, on the Kavana. Now, here I was thinking, well, I could just sack it, or I could use Tailwind, or Roost, or just Super Fang in general. I decided to go for the Super Fang. Another Destiny Bond for the Kavana there. I'm definitely not going to be able to take that one out. However, it was quite funny here because I went for Super Fang, do half the Kavana's health, and it has Rough Skin instead of Speed Boost. And down goes my Noibat there. So that's not very good. So I'm not getting the greatest luck in the world here. Anyways, not complaining or anything. Bringing in the Dedenne. Okay, so obviously this is the Eerie Impulse set. So Eerie Impulse is going to drop the special attack of the Kavana. I know this has got some special moves. Hydro Pump misses, so I didn't get to see how well that would actually tank it, but I knew it would. Let's face it, guys, it probably would have been a crit. Okay, anyway, so the going for the Charm here in case it's got like a physical move on it too. So I've dropped a special attack and it's attacked there by 1 stage. This thing's just spamming Destiny Bomb, but I am having I'm just having nothing to do with that because I don't want to go down to that. So Kavana is down there, and that's good. Getting rid of that thing there can be kind of dangerous with Destiny Bond if you've only got an attacking Pokemon and you have to get rid of things. All right, so Flareon is going to come in here. It's obviously going to use Protect. It's going to be a Gut set. There wasn't much I could really do. I wanted to swap there. I thought, nah, I'm just going to stay in anyway. It doesn't matter if I use whatever move and it just protects it. Okay, so here I can go for Charm. I'm going to be able to outspeed that. So this was a max speed and max health set. That's why it wasn't as tanky as I would have liked it to be. Anyway, so the Flareon's going to go for the Flare Blitz set. Does a lot of damage over there. Doesn't quite do enough to activate my cheek pouch there, but I thought the turn after this I should be able to use Charm and do it again, but I thought, nah, I'll save it for a little bit later, swap in my Stoutland and just get it some recoil damage on that Flare Blitz there. However, the Flareon is going to go for the Flame Charge there, which is going to do a fair amount of damage, so I thought, this would be not a bad to swap in Dedenne now, because I know how much damage it's approximately doing. And if it does that, if it doesn't do Flare Blitz, if it does like, Flame Charge again or something like that, or like a Facade, I should be able to tank it and get all my health back with the Cheek Pouch and the Wiki Berry combo. Okay, so I tanked that one, thank God. I eat my Wiki Berry there, so Cheek Pouch is going to come into play here. And since I ate a berry, it's going to give me a health boost there. And I'm basically back to full health, so that was really, really good. Now here I can just start spamming Charm again. and just basically get rid of this flare on it. It can't do anything. It has to really swap. Okay, so obviously going to outspeed me now. I got the flame charge up, and guys, you'll never guess, I got critted, for fuck's sake. Okay, so Dedeni's down there, so I'm having, I'm not even salty at all, and it lives on 1 health. Seriously, what the hell? So the Toxic takes it out there, and that's down, thank God. Man, there goes my tank. That was my Dedeni. Okay, so I still got Stoutland left. Things aren't too bad, and I've still got Raticate left. So bringing in Stoutland since I've already seen that one, and we have Dunsparce here. So Dunsparce is a troll, and I knew something troll would happen. So going for the superpower here, trying to take Dunsparce out in one shot. It's going to be able to take that, and you'll never guess this. It's going to eat a berry here and become K. Now, I wasn't sure what this would be running. It can run so many different things there. Now it's going to go for the Dragon Rush there, which is funny. So it's, making use of that Serene Grace there. Since Superpower dropped my defense, it did a lot of damage there to me too. So with the Serene Grace, it's trying to get the flinch chance. I understand that one. So going for Superpower again there, and it lives, and it's going to be able to take me out with whatever move there. So that's my Stoutland out. I could have swapped out... but whatever, I just wanted to keep Raticating good health. Okay, so it's going to use Drill Run there, so it's going, it's making use of the Serene Grace there on the crits and the that would not be very fun to face if that had a bit of speed up. Anyway, so going for the Hyper Fang, and guys, it misses, for fuck's sake. Now Dunsparce is going to use Body Slam on me there, does over half of my health and paralyzes me, so I'm like, I'm pretty fast Pokemon, I should be able to outspeed it anyway, and I get paralyzed. I'm like, oh man, seriously, these were probably the 2 really most unlucky battles I had. Make sure you stick around, watch the battles after this. They are really, really awesome too. Had some really close ones. Peace out.